Good morning, children. Sairam. Today, from your course book, we will start with a chapter. That is chapter number 13, A Day in a Country by Anton Chekhov. So, before I start, I want you to be ready with the pen and paper. Write down the important points and the meanings, what I will be explaining while teaching the lesson, and some meanings will also be given. Right? So let's start. Before starting with the lesson, let us know about the author of this story. Anton Chekhov, that is Anton Pavlovich Chekhov, was a Russian playwright and short story writer. He is considered to be among the greatest writers of short fiction in history. Some consider Chekhov to be the founder of the modern short story. He is known as a playwright, that is, he writes plays, particularly for The Seagull, Uncle Vanya, Three Sisters, and The Cherry Orchard. Chekhov is also famous for the Little Trilogy, comprising 3 short stories: The Man in a Case, Gooseberries, and About Love. In a nutshell, let us have the central idea of the story. A Day in the Country is written by Anton Pavlovich Chekhov. He pays homage to an unsung hero, a homeless cobbler, Terenti. Besides Terenti, there are 2 orphan children, Foikla and her brother Danilka, who are poor and live in a barn. They are very friendly with Terenti and look up to him for support whenever they have any problems, and Terenti also loves them very much. The story is set in a countryside where people learn how to solve problems from nature itself. So now, let's start with the story. Between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning, a dark leaden-colored mass is creeping over the sky towards the sun. Red zigzags of lightning gleam here and there across it. There is a sound of faraway rumbling. A warm wind frolics over the grass, bends the trees, and stirs up the dust. In a minute, there will be a spurt of May rain, and a real storm will begin. What's the meaning of frolic? Blow. The story starts early in the morning, that is, between 8 and 9 o'clock. The sky is covered with dark leaden-colored mass, that is, dark clouds, and there is lightning and thundering from a distance. A warm wind is blowing over the grass. It bends the trees and it becomes dusty. It shows that any moment the rain may begin. Foikla, a little girl of 6, is running through the village looking for Terenti the cobbler. The barefoot child is pale. Her eyes are wide open. Her lips are trembling. "Uncle, where is Terenti?" she asks everyone she meets. No one answers. They are all preoccupied with the approaching storm and take refuge in their huts. Refuge means shelter. How old is Foikla? She is 6 years old. What is she doing? She is running through the village looking for Terenti the cobbler. And she is barefooted. She is not wearing any shoes. Her eyes are wide open. Her lips are trembling. What does it tell you? It tells you that she is very tense. And she asks everyone about Terenti, but nobody is answering her. They are all worried about the approaching storm, and they take shelter in their huts. Here you can see Foikla looking for Terenti. At last she meets Silenti Silich, Terenti's bosom friend. Uncle, where is Terenti? At the kitchen gardens, answers Silenti. The girl runs behind the huts to the kitchen gardens and finds Terenti. So what do you find? She asks Silenti Silich. Now who is Silenti Silich? Terenti's close friend. Bosom friend means close friend. What does he say? He says that Terenti is at the kitchen gardens. So Foikla quickly runs behind the huts to the kitchen gardens and gets Terenti. The tall old man with a thin, pock-marked face, very long legs and bare feet, dressed in a woman's tattered jacket, is standing near the vegetable plots, looking with drowsy eyes at the dark storm cloud. Uncle Terenti, the girl addresses him. Uncle darling. Here Terenti is described. How is he? He is very tall, thin and pock-marked face. Pock-marked means he has deep scars on his face. Maybe after chicken pox or smallpox, it leaves, scars on the face. And then he has very long legs and bare feet. He doesn't have footwear. And he is wearing a woman's tattered jacket, that is torn jacket. It shows that he is also poor. And what is he doing? He is looking at the dark storm clouds. Foikla addresses him as Uncle Darling. It shows that she loves Uncle Terenti. Terenti bends down to Foikla and his grim face is overspread with a smile. Ah, Foikla, he says, lisping tenderly. Where have you come from? Uncle Terenti, says Foikla with a sob, tugging at the lapel of the cobbler's coat. Brother Danilka has had an accident. Come along. What is the meaning of grim? Serious looking. Lip-sync, a speech fault in which the sound S is pronounced TH, that is th. S is pronounced as th. The serious looking Terenti smiles as he sees Foikla and he talks with her tenderly. But Foikla starts crying and she pulls the cobbler's coat and tells him to come along, go along with her, as her brother Danilka has had an accident. Let's see what happens. What sort of accident? Holy, what sort of accident? In the Count's corpse, Danilka stuck his hand into a hole in a tree and he can't get it out. Come along, uncle, do be kind and pull his hand out. How was it he put his hand in? What for? He wanted to get a cuckoo's egg out of the hole for me. What is a copse? A small area of trees or bushes growing together. What sort of accident it was? Danilka had seen a cuckoo's egg in a hole of a tree and he wanted to get that egg for his sister. But when he tried to get it, his hand got stuck up in the hole and he couldn't take it out. The day has hardly begun and already you are in trouble? Terenti shook his head and said, Well, what am I to do with you now? I must come. Terenti walks quickly without stopping or looking from side to side, as though he were shoved from behind or afraid of pursuit. Foikla can hardly keep up with him. Terenti tells Foikla that the Day has just begun and already you are in trouble. But then he tells that he has to go and help him. So he walks very fast, and without looking here and there, he walks as if somebody has pushed him from behind or someone is chasing him. But Foikla is very small. She cannot walk as fast as Terenti. She finds it difficult to keep pace with him. They come out of the village and turn along the dusty road towards the Count's copse that lies dark blue in the distance. It is about a mile and a half away. The clouds have by now covered the sun, and soon afterwards there is not a speck of blue left in the sky. It grows dark. Terenti and Foikla come out from the village and goes to the thicket that is about 1.5 miles away from the village. Then what do you find? The clouds have covered the sun. That means it is about to rain and it grows dark. Holy, whispers Foikla, hurrying after Terenti. The first raindrop falls on Foikla's cheek and glides like a tear down her chin. The rain has begun, mutters the cobbler, kicking up the dust with his bare bony feet. That's fine, Foikla, old girl. The grass and the trees are fed by the rain, as we are by bread. And as for the thunder, don't you be frightened. The first raindrop falls on Foikla's cheek, and the rainfall starts. But Terenti, in a fatherly way, explains Foikla not to be afraid of the rainfall. He explains that as human beings need bread to eat, same way the grass and trees also need rain. He also adds that you should not be frightened of the thunder. The only sound is the patter of rain dropping like fine shot on the young rye and the parched road. We shall get soaked, Foikla, mutters Terenti. There won't be a dry spot left on us. Oh, oh, my girl, it's run down my neck. But don't be frightened. The grass will be dry again, the earth will be dry again, and we shall be dry again. Rye? It's a plant that looks like barley. They can hear the pattering sound of the rain. The rain is falling heavily on the rye plant and the dry road. Then Terenti says that they will get fully wet, but tells Foikla not to get frightened, as they will get dry again. There is the same sun for us all. A flash of lightning gleams above their head. There is a loud peal of thunder, and it seems to Foikla that something big, heavy, and round is rolling over the sky and tearing it open exactly over her head. Terenti explains that as the same sun is there for us all, everything will get dry. But then they see a flash of lightning and there was thunder. Foikla thought that something big and heavy is rolling over the sky and it will tear open exactly over her head. Here you can see the picture of Terenti and Foikla. A flash of lightning gleams above their head. Don't be afraid. It is not from spite that it thunders, said Terenti. Terenti's and Foikla's feet are covered with lumps of heavy, wet clay. It is slippery and difficult to walk, but Terenti strides on more and more rapidly. The weak little girl is breathless and ready to drop. Spite means desire to hurt. Terenti tells Foikla not to be afraid of the thunders, as They don't mean to hurt. Terenti's feet gets covered with mud and it becomes heavy. It becomes very slippery and difficult for him to walk. But he moves on rapidly. Foikla cannot keep pace with him. She becomes breathless. She is gasping for breath and too tired. Ready to drop means she gets too exhausted. But at last they go into the Count's copse. The washed trees, stirred by a gust of wind, drop a perfect waterfall upon them. Terenti stumbles over stumps and begins to slacken his pace. Whereabouts is Danilka? He asks. Lead me to him. Slacken means reduce or decrease in speed or intensity. At last they reach the Count copse, that is the thickly grown trees. Now the rain has started falling very heavily. The rain water passes through the trees and falls on them like waterfall. Terenti stumbles over stumps. That means trips over stumps. What are stumps? Base part of a tree that remains standing after a tree is cut, and begins to slacken his pace, that is, reduces his speed of walking. Then he asks about Danilka and tells Foikla to lead him to that place. Her brother, a little fellow of 8 with hair as red as ochre and a pale, sickly face, stands leaning against a tree and with his head on one side looking sideways at the sky. On one hand, he holds his shabby old cap, the other is hidden in an old lime tree. Ochre, a type of red or yellow color. Here, Danilka is described. He is a little boy of 8, has red hair and a pale, sickly face. What is he doing? He is standing against a tree and looking at the sky. One hand he has his old cap and the other hand is hidden in the old lime tree. Hearing footsteps and seeing the cobbler, he gives sickly smile and says, "A terrible lot of thunder, Terenti. I have never heard so much thunder in all my life." "And where is your hand?" "In the hole. Pull it out, please, Terenti." The wood had broken at the edge of the hole and jammed Danilka's hand. As soon as he sees Terenti, he gives a smile and remarks about thunder. And then he tells him to pull out his hand from the hole. What has happened? His hand got stuck up as the wood had broken at the edge of the hole. Terenti snaps off the broken piece and the boy's hand, red and crushed, is released. "It's terrible how it's thundering," the boy says again, rubbing his hand. "What makes it thunder, Terenti?" "One cloud runs against the other," answers the cobbler. The party comes out of the copse and walks along the edge of it towards the darkened road. Terenti breaks off the broken piece and the boy's hand is released. His hand becomes red, but he is not worried. He again asks about thunder. He asks Terenti, "What makes it thunder?" Terenti has answer for everything. What does he say? He says, "One cloud runs against the other." So it dashes and then it thunders. So the party comes out of the copse. Party here, 3 people. That is Terenti, Foikla and Danilka. They come out of the copse and then walks along the edge towards the darkened road. With this, we come to the end of today's session. At the end of the video, there will be a link. You have to click on the link and submit your answers. Thank you. Have a nice day.